Eddie's brothers. I want to talk about something real quick, man. It's something that just hit my mind, and it's a common denominator in people that keeps them from moving forward. It's a common denominator that I've seen over time, right? And it's when I say it's keeping them from moving forward, it's not always about people not knowing what to do and how to do it. Like a lot of times we will chalk it up as, man, those these people, they just don't understand what they need to do. But a lot of times people know exactly what they need to do and how to do it. A lot of times what's keeping people from moving forward is they're wanting everybody else to agree to their truth before they move forward. They're wanting everybody to agree with the information that God has given them on how to move forward, right? Long story short, man, I just crossed paths with a brother that's dear to me. And I say dear to me, we probably don't talk, but we may talk once every 1.5 years, 2 years. I probably see him maybe every 2 or 3 years. We just crossed paths, and I just crossed paths with him today. And I've probably been knowing him probably since mid-20s. I've been knowing him my whole life, but we didn't really hang out. Anyway, long story short, every time I see him, which is like every 2 or 3 years, it's the exact same conversation. Hey, man, I'm about to start this trucking business. Because back when me and him got closer, we used to work together in the oil field. We both left. I started a trucking company. He kept saying he was going to start one. So every time we see each other, that's the conversation we're having. Man, I'm about to start this trucking company. And every time I ask him, like, well, what's the hold up? It's an excuse on, hey, this is why I'm going to hold up on it and do it next year. Every time I talk to him, it's that, man. So today we're sitting there talking at a gas station right up the road. And he said, yeah, man, my brother said this, and my brother was saying I shouldn't do X, Y, Z. And I was like, man, you've been saying this for a minute, like, and now you're waiting on your brother to like, your brother is the deciding factor on you moving forward. I'm gonna tell you this, man, you have to understand your truth, your recipe. Let me say it like that. Most of the time, your recipe is gonna be just for you. It's gonna be just for you most of the time. And this is what I mean. This is kind of what brought it to my mind, man. I know a lot of y'all listen to Bobby Hemmett. If you don't know who Bobby Hemmett is, man, my old video intro where the guy was saying, hey, is it not written in your law that ye are gods? That was Bobby Hemmett, right? So Bobby Hemmett had this video a long time ago, and he broke something down. He said, hey, man, like a lot of times what's going to happen is a lot of y'all are going to get inspiration. A lot of y'all are going to get the knowledge. A lot of y'all are going to get your downloads. All this, these certain words, a lot of y'all are going to get your recipe, right? But you aren't going to move forward because you're going to be spending all your time trying to convince everybody else around you that this is the right move, or trying to get them to do the same thing. And what Hemmett was saying is that's going to hold you back. Like a lot of times people aren't moving forward because they won't take that first step unless everybody gives them the head nod. And it might be mama, it might be daddy, it might be sister, brother, cousin, it might be the partner you grew up with in elementary. It could be anybody. But a lot of times people aren't moving forward until if not the whole world, at least people close to them give them the head nod. And you got to understand, that's your recipe. That's your truth. When you spent that time on bended knee, and you spent that time, talking to God, however you talk to God, man, and that revelation of those instructions were given to you, that's how you're supposed to be moving. And you got to understand, it's going to be so specific to you. A lot of times it won't make sense to everybody else. A lot of times it won't, because it's your truth. You know what I'm saying? Like even if you're saying, hey, you know what? I'm getting ready to quit this job and move from this city to this city. Or I'm getting ready to do whatever your vision tells you to do. Somebody's going to think that's crazy. Somebody's going to say, hey, you know what? Like, man, you went to college and you got this degree in being a veterinarian. Now you're a veterinarian for 20 plus years, and now you want to go be a truck driver? Like, that don't make sense. But you have something in your mind, and you spoke to God about something. You had a revelation on how you should move. It's going to be crazy to somebody. Even if you're saying, hey, I want to quit my job, that's going to sound crazy to somebody. Somebody's going to say, hey, man, the world is doing this right now. Trump is the president. Somebody's going to Somebody's going to try to convince you that it's a wrong move. And I'm going to tell you this, man, a lot of people can't get past that energy, man. Somebody's going to try to convince you it's the wrong play. And I won't really say, man, be aware of those that are sent to deceive you. But a lot of times, man, you got to let people just, do what they're, act according to what's being spoken to them. There's no way in the world some brother or some sister will come to me and say, hey, man, this is what I plan on doing, and me not support it. I don't care if you're going from a CEO to a ballerina. I'm going to say, hey, you know what, man? If you're of sound mind, something spoke to you. Brother, send me tickets. I'll pull up. You know what I'm saying? You got to support people's vision, man, because you got to understand, you don't know what they're desiring. You don't know what their vision is. You don't know anything, man. So if somebody comes to you with a crazy idea, it may sound crazy to you, but if they're plugged into source, if they're living how they're supposed to be living, then, man, it's all to the good. Like they're moving accordingly. So get past that having everybody to agree with your truth. Your truth, like I said before, I said this, I don't know when. Your truth is like your fingerprint. Your truth is unique to you. It's specific to you. It's the play you're supposed to run. So again, it's not going to make a lot of sense to people, man. So one part of it is that. One part of it is a lot of times we won't move because we want everybody to agree with our truth. But a lot of times it's also this. And this is something I had a problem with in the past. A lot of times we're trying to resurrect the dead. A lot of times we're trying to resurrect the dead, man. And what I mean by that is a lot of times we'll try to go back and connect with people from a former life that have no association with this new vibration that we're on. But we'll try to go back and say, hey, you know what, man? Life is good now. I'm winning. Let me go back and connect with these partners I used to connect with. You know what I'm saying? Let me go back and connect with this old girlfriend I had back in whatever grade or however many years ago. Like man, we were vibing back then. Yeah, but you got to understand, you were a completely different person back then, too. You know what I'm saying? You might see her on the gram or the book looking good. You got to understand that no longer matches with you, man. It may still look good, but I'm going to tell you, if you try to bring that back, you're going to be stuck in that world, bro. Trust me. Guilty. I've done it before. You know what I'm saying? Have attempted to do it more than once until I understood, like, hey, I understand. I'm trying to resurrect the dead, man. Let the past be the past. Let the past be the past, man. As you're moving forward in life, you have to understand. And this is one of the hardest parts, I believe. One of the hardest parts is understanding that everybody can't go. But you want everybody to go. That's why you're trying to spread your truth. And I'm gonna tell you, the older you get is once you start getting these revelations of how to move, you won't even mention it to anybody. People will just look up and see you doing something different, moving different, living somewhere else, dating somebody, they'll see your world doing something completely different and they won't understand. Because at some point you'll understand, hey, this recipe, this formula to life was specifically for me. And if they want to be inspired or blessed by information I know, then they can see me in motion. But I'm not finna be sitting there be having lectures with people that don't understand my truth. Like you gotta be crazy. You know what I'm saying? To have a game plan, to know how to do a certain thing, and to not do it because your brother don't think it's a good idea. And then I asked him, I said, hey man, I ain't seen your brother, man, in forever. Like what is he up to? Living an unfortunate life. And I'm like, man, you letting somebody who's not living their greatest life control yours? I'm gonna tell you what I told him. I said, man, I ain't gonna say that. But I told him, I said, man, in a nutshell, in a PG form, I said, man, don't let, and that's what I told him. I said, don't let, if your brother ain't living the life you want to live, you want to do your own thing, bro. And somebody said it in a much different way. I said, man, your brother. Just like that, man. I meant it. And I said it like that because I needed him to understand, like, hey, this is a 30-second conversation we finna have. Like, I probably won't see you maybe never again in life. I need you to understand that your brother is getting ready to alter your entire kingdom. You know what I'm saying? So I had to be, I said, your brother's getting ready to alter everything. You won't call a play because of your brother? So a lot of times, man, what we do, man, we want the truth. We want everybody to agree with our truth. And we try to resurrect the dead. And we try to resurrect the dead. It's like, for example, when you're in, and again, I'm speaking from my, life knowledge. When you're in a certain career, like I've been in certain careers where I was wanting a certain, for example, when I was in the oil field. I was in the oil field, man, for 12 years, 14 years, I don't know, for a minute. When I was in the oil field, it was good to me, man. I made a lot of money. I was able to buy a house and have a good life and, do nice things because the money was good. But I wanted a certain type of life. I wanted my life to look a certain way and to be a certain way and to be able to do certain things. But the oil field wasn't able to give that to me. There was no scenario that the oil field could give me the ability to live how I live now, right? But what I kept doing was trying to climb this ladder. I kept jumping from not really just job hopping, but kind of position hopping and some job hopping. I was trying to resurrect the dead. I said, you know what, this served me at one point in time, but it no longer serves me. But I'm trying to resuscitate this some. I'm trying to make it do what I want it to do. Instead of just doing what I need to do. And leaving something that no longer serves me. And you can apply that to a number of things. I can say the same thing about relationships. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand this. The only thing you need to be resurrecting is you. The only thing that you need to be resurrecting is you. What do you mean, soul? You have to understand that you are Lazarus. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about in the Bible when the messenger resurrected Lazarus. You have to understand that you are Lazarus. Your only job is to resurrect yourself in this life. Your only job is to connect with your higher self, the Christ side of yourself. Look back at the ego side of yourself and say, hey, you know what? We're supposed to be on one accord. We're supposed to be on one accord. I know that you were born on this planet, and I know that you adopted a lot of behaviors and ways of thinking and ways of believing and all this kind of stuff. But we're supposed to be thinking the same way. Like this part of myself, I'm connected with source. All things are possible. Whatever I can have in my mind, I can achieve that. But I'm looking at the other side of myself, and we're still living in the matrix. Man, we're capped off by who's in the White House. We're capped off by whatever, by these borders. We're capped off by these limitations of credit scores and all these. And that Christ side is saying, hey, you know what, brother? Get on page with me. So when you're talking about resurrecting Lazarus, you're talking about resurrecting yourself. You're talking about forming, again, I always say it, get the book if you don't have it. You're talking about forming a singular truth. That's the only resurrection you should be concerned about, man. And everybody else can get the nuggets of what you learned or whatever by you moving in it. That's how they learn. But when you sit there and try to give everybody the game and give everybody the play and tell everybody how to be moving and tell everybody how to be thinking and letting that hold you back. Yeah, I'm not saying don't give the game, but don't let it stop your game. They can see when you transition. And most people won't see it until you transition. You know what I'm saying? Like most people, say people get on their health journey. People get on their health journey, man, and they get lit, they get fit, they get swole, or they get trimmed for y'all ladies, get snatched, all that kind of stuff. A lot of people that you were saying, hey, let's get on this fast. Hey, let's go to the gym. Hey, let's go do this 5K. A lot of those people won't really subscribe to what you were saying until you're snatched. until you're lit. You know what I'm saying? Until you're healthy, until you heal this thing, until you've leveled up and got that new job, until you've found that healthy relationship. A lot of people aren't subscribing to what you're saying, man, until you show them. So all I'm saying is let us stop trying to convince everybody to move like us and think like us and agree with our truth, and just let them see our truth in motion. Let them see the fruit of our labor by how we're moving. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the main thing. That's the main thing, is letting your life be an example of what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Stop trying to resurrect the dead.